Let's move straight to our next conversation. To create a desired future, consciously putting past failures, regrets and limitations behind is crucial. As such, the Rivers State Administrator Ibas has admonished political gladiators in the state to build on the seeds of reconciliation planted during the emergency rule. The administrator noted that the state cannot afford another protracted political crisis, urging politicians and other stakeholders to learn from the lessons of the period, sheath their swords and embrace peace, reconciliation and unity. Ibas spoke during the interdenominational Thanksgiving organized by the government as part of activities for restoration of democratic structure. His message is that no political victory is worth the blood of citizens of Rivers State. Okay, BKO, let's unpack the message one by one. What is your interpretation of the term used by the sole administrator here when he said, build on the reconciliation seed for peace?
Yes.
What's your interpretation of it?
Yeah, it's looking at enduring peace. You can go to war, win a war decisively, ultimately, and not achieve peace.
Okay.
Military victory does not necessarily translate to peace. The person vanquished would have his tail between legs, but he will feel the pain of defeat for the rest of his life. So when you secure victory, it makes sense to draw the vanquished to your side, draw him closer, show him love, preach the message that Gawan preached after the Civil War, when he said no victor, no vanquished. Of course, we knew there was a victor, but he made that point so that every part of Nigeria, including the part that waged war against the rest of Nigeria, will feel that they belong to the same country, will feel welcomed. And what he wanted was for every Nigerian to not see that Biafra had been defeated, should not behave, should be humble in victory and draw the vanquished closer. That is the point that the Naval General, retired Naval General made. That yes, build on the reconciliation that happened during the emergency rule.
Yes.
Meetings were held. Fubara met with his godfather a number of times, met with the assembly members, met with the president, even traveled abroad to meet the president.
Yes.
All of that was to ensure that they achieved unanimity. As I always say, consensus does not mean unanimity, because unanimity is a much stronger.
Yeah, it means everybody.
Yes, it means everybody. So you can have consensus on a matter and not have unanimity. So, but the important thing is, let's have unanimity. Let's all agree that this is the way to go. It will be senseless after all that Rivers had been through, after all that these political gladiators had been through, for some people, conflict entrepreneurs, to then design another round of conflict in which you will see the assembly and the governor at loggerheads, trading
jobs,
fighting language and all that. We don't want to see that. We just want the governor to come in and focus on development like somebody who sees himself as having lost ground
Yes.
during this period and desperate to cover lost ground. This is what I expect the governor to do. And the assembly, led by Martins Amewule, they've achieved their aim. There is no such thing as a 2-man or 3-man assembly anymore, with people carrying big biabia and posturing like they are running an assembly. 3 individuals running an assembly. All that is history. They are coming in, Martin Amewule and others are coming in now, not as victors, but as people who have come to reclaim their past. It's a different thing. Absolutely. You are coming to reclaim your past. Your past saw you as leaders of the national, of the assembly, you know, exercising your functions before Katakata burst. Now, think of how you came in, not what the governor did. Absolutely. The governor annoyed a lot of people. He waited your salaries, you know, he demolished your assembly. Put that behind you. Behave like it never happened. Treat him as a brother. Hold him close to you. Show commitment to the progress of the state. Let the desire for the progress of Rivers State be your overriding desire. And the governor too, as I said before, but they didn't listen because of the people wearing funny caps and misleading him. He must stoop to conquer. Already, the political equation is skewed against you. You must first realize that. When you realize that the political equation is skewed against you, there are steps that you will not take.
Okay.
Because if I were in his shoes, honestly, I would not fight with him during the first term. Honestly, I would just look at leave him. And there are examples. Even yesterday, I talked about an example of somebody who was watching another person dominate him when he was governor. Then he waited after the first term, no more. We've seen people do that and they got by. Why were you in a hurry?
Less than a year.
Why were you in a hurry? You showed your hand too early. It became so clear that you wanted to send all the local government chairmen packing, and they were the people instrumental to your victory.
Absolutely.
You even seized their funds before the expiration of their term. That's abuse of power. Go and read the judgment by the Supreme Court. Now, we are back to
a clean slate.
Yes, it's a clean. The slate has been wiped clean. Now, it's a new beginning, and that new beginning, each one of them must behave responsibly. Absolutely. Assemblymen must behave responsibly. Governor Fubara must behave responsibly. The Godfather, Nyesom Wike, must behave responsibly. Act his age. I repeat, he must act his age. Because in this conflict has been embarrassing enough.
Yes.
So we don't want a replay of that. So everybody must operate like a responsible individual. Because if you are responsible, you think of the consequences of your actions. That is what we want to see. No more, no less. Let peace reign in Rivers State. Nobody is bigger than the state. Nobody is bigger than the state.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But we need to go on this quick break. But before we do that, I've just been told that Guinness World Record has now confirmed Hilda Bassi, the largest jollof rice cooking world record. Congratulations. Congratulations to Hilda Bassi. We dared to dream. She tried it, and yes.
Our effort has been rewarded.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Nigeria is a great country.
Exactly.
We shall remain great.
We shall remain great. We shall remain great. But we'll go on this quick break, and we'll journalist hangout. I still have BKO right here and GKB still talking about Rivers State. BKO has given us a foundation talking about the building on seed of reconciliation. But what specific steps do you think Vice Admiral Ibokete Ibas, want Governor Fubara and the Rivers State lawmakers in building on that seed of reconciliation? And why is it specifically pointing at the Rivers State governor and the lawmakers here?
Because the only way to know whether the peace is permanent is when the two people work together. And that will come up maybe next week or whenever they come in, when the governor will present his cabinet nominees. That's the first real test of whether this peace will hold. And that's what I think the sole administrator is talking about. Because I'm sure they've negotiated behind closed doors. What will go where? Who will handle this? Because the moment they finish the local government elections, the rug was pulled from under the governor. Yes. So it's more or less like a governor that has maybe less people in the house and less supporters. So we are now going to look at it the way he manages to negotiate, working with the House of Assembly and working with his godfather to the happiness of the people of Rivers State. Because the danger here is this. If going forward, he starts doing projects, the one he was doing before the Imbroglio, and then now it's very slow, people will attribute it to the structure. The other side will think he's doing it purposefully to make them look bad. So he must walk a very dicey line in performance and the way he talks, the way he walks. It's not the best position to be. Yeah, but as far as politics is concerned, this is the only option he has.
The only option available.
And that to me is why Ibas was right. He's wanting to negotiate behind closed doors. He's wanting to agree on what we are going to do. He's wanting to get to that day. And other variables will now come in. So that's the danger here. Because a lot of people who went under when the man was suspended will resurface in the next few weeks.
Trying to mislead him again.
Because that's the only way for them to be ready.
But in just 2 minutes, sustaining this peace, what should be the role of civil society, the traditional rulers, the other political leaders?
The major actors should lead by example.
They should lead by example.
Because if the governor and the house decided to flex muscles, we are back to square one. Yes. Then whatever they've suffered in the last 6 months is a waste. That they must learn. You don't have to like it. It's like somebody... your wife calls your husband certain names when she's angry, and they now reconciled. He will not forget, but you cannot use it as a tool. Because he will remember that this man called me this, he called me that. But you have now reconciled. It's the way to handle that particular 2, 3, 4 weeks that will determine the way forward for the state.
Absolutely. BKO, just in 1 minute, how do you weigh in here?
Yeah, I pray that reason prevails. Reason has to prevail. People use their brain much more than intuition. When you are faced with this kind of situation, you may follow your heart rather than your mind.
Absolutely.